When I left my home in Tampa, Florida 15 months ago to travel around the country for a year in a teardrop trailer, I thought for sure I'd be done after a year of traveling. I thought for sure I'd want to come back to a city and get all of my things out of storage, put it all into an apartment again. I would get a normal job and I would start living a normal life. But after just a few months of living on the road, I felt like I was home. I felt so much more comfortable living in a trailer on the road than I ever did living in a city. I felt like I had found my new normal life traveling. I knew that I wanted to go longer than a year. I wanted to travel indefinitely. But unfortunately, I'm just not quite there yet.
How many roads you were told to go on forever, and how many times you must lie to keep it together. It goes
After I completed my one-year journey, I headed back to Florida.
It goes on.
And the first place I stopped was my brother's house.
How many years roll on by, we learn from each other. How many chances
He let me stay there for a few months.
to fade or recover. It goes on, it goes on, it goes on.
At first, I had this sensation like I was just passing through town, like I was just gonna be crawling back into my trailer in any day or two and head back out to the next big nature spot that I wanted to visit. But after a while, the city, it started to grow on me.
And how many roads you were told that go on forever, and how many times you must lie to keep it together.
It was nice to have modern amenities just around the corner, that I could drive just a mile up the street to get to the grocery store,
It goes on,
that I didn't have to look for water every day,
goes on, it goes on, it goes
that I could get back into an exercise routine working out at a gym,
on, it goes on, it goes on, it goes on.
that I had space to move in a house. I had a real couch to sit on. I had a real table to eat my meals at. I had a real stove to use. I had a real bathroom at my leisure. And I had a real bed to sleep on. And having all these things around me, they were nice to have. And I found myself questioning, do I want this again? Do I want to live in a city again? Do I want to have my own place where I can sit on my own couch, watch my own TV, and cook meals in my own kitchen, and sleep in my own bed, in my own room? Do I want a normal life? Or do I want to escape normal life? Do I want to give up my unnecessary things and live a minimalist lifestyle? Do I want to travel around the country, living in a trailer, and going where the road takes me? Do I want to live in the dirt with solitude and serenity and live the life that so many of us only dream of? Right now, I feel like I'm living a double life in my head. I'm torn between the easy and the hard. Most would say the decision is simple. Live a simple life and live back in a city. have modern amenities around you whenever you need them, be able to go to the grocery store just in a few minutes, or not worry about having to find a place to sleep every single night while you're traveling. But I know that the hard part is the mental anguish. Dealing with the crowds, the noise, the traffic, the congestion. Feeling like I'm stuck in one place all the time. To live a life stuck in one place all the time, I would feel like I'm not growing, that I'm not achieving, that I'm not gaining anything out of life. And while most would probably say that living on the road and sleeping in a small trailer every night is the harder life, I would counteract that and say that a travel life is easier. A travel life allows me to break away from the mundane and the rat race. It allows me to give up the unnecessary things holding me down. I can go where I want, when I want. I can see parts of the world that others only read about. Having a house full of things only makes me feel like I'm drowning in weight.
When you buy furniture, you tell yourself, that's it, that's the last sofa I'm gonna need. Whatever else happens, I've got that sofa problem handled.
The things you own end up owning you.
I was feeling indifferent about traveling and living a normal life. But then something happened just a few days ago.
I'm just killing time waiting for the sickness to take me away.
After just 3 months, I left my brother's house and came back to Tampa.
I don't need no more.
Tampa is my original home. It's where I started my journey, and it's where all of my things in my storage unit are. And although it's just a 3.5-hour drive from Jacksonville to Tampa, I was able to get that feeling back of what it's like to be with my teardrop again and have a day on the road seeing more of the country. Like I did all the time when I was traveling on the road. And it hit me. This is where I'm most comfortable. Driving, traveling, going from place to place. This is where I feel like I'm at home. This is where I feel like I belong.
I know you're no good, I know you're no good for me. But I can't help my heart beating out this chest when I see you there.
And old habits die hard, because every time I drove past a rest stop or an empty parking lot or a place that looked like I could park overnight at, I would say to myself, I could sleep there if I needed to. If it was late at night and I was traveling and I needed a place to stay, I could sleep there. In fact, I do that every time I drive around a city. You're always on the unsubconscious lookout for a place to rest your head for the night. And so, as I drove from Jacksonville to Tampa and I arrived at my friend's house, it just kind of hit me how much I love the idea of being untethered from the foundation of having a traditional home or an apartment. And so now I'm back in Tampa for a little while, staying with a friend. And even though those few months of living with my brother and being in a big city were nice, I still feel like it just wasn't me. Living in a city at this point just doesn't feel right. I know I want to continue traveling, but it's going to take some work to get there. For starters, I've decided to sell my teardrop trailer.
There's no reason to hide your face. I could see it for a long time coming. Fell in love from the time you started talking. While you play with the radio, the way you smile at the words you keep. And tucked behind your